Hey, in this video, I'm going to be addressing those financial advisors who want to provide more value, grow their business, and quite frankly, take their business to a significantly higher level. And I'm also going to talk to those consumers who are clients of those financial advisors. So what brought all of this on is I just kind of got back about an hour ago. I was asked to give an estate planning presentation to a group of, I think it was about 25 financial advisors. They all worked for the same company. And I got to tell you, I was impressed with, the appearance of the advisors was very professional, the way they acted, they introduced themselves, the discussions that we had, the questions that they were asked, all top notch, all very professional. But I thought before I got there, I said, you know what, the video I'm going to make today is going to be my observations. I don't know what my observations will be, but I know I'm going to be in a room with 25 financial advisors and for, an hour and a half or so, and there's going to be some good stuff coming out of that perhaps I can share with my YouTube community. Okay, so first let me talk about, really speak to those advisors who really want to, grow their business and help more people and be of more value. So my observation is that, rightfully so, the financial advisor community out there, they spend most, if not all, of their focus on investing their clients' assets, growing and protecting those assets, and that kind of thing. And they focus on retirement income, making sure their clients don't run out of money. Those are all very important concepts. And what I also observe is that because the financial advisor industry is so highly regulated, it is very difficult for a financial advisor to differentiate themselves from their competitors. So taking all of that into account and realizing that as many as 50% of adults in America don't even have so much as a will, what I told those financial advisors when I started today is I said, I want to help you do three things. I want to help you, number one, enhance your relationship with your existing clients. Number two, I want to help you get more referrals from your clients. And then three, I want to help you make sure that the accounts stay with you as your clients pass those accounts from one generation to the next generation. So I saw a lot of heads shaking. Yeah, boy, I'd like to know about that. So really, the secret weapon to those financial advisors having that success long term is to take a more active role in the estate planning of their clients. And some financial advisors, I think, are worried because they don't know the answers to all of the questions. And I realize financial advisors are prohibited from giving tax and legal advice. But nonetheless, their clients are asking them questions. But really, to blow up your business long term, you really just have to bring it up and then follow through. Let me give an example. So let's say a financial advisor is meeting with one of their clients, and the question isn't, do you have a will? And then client says, yes, okay, that box is checked. Let's go back to investing your assets and providing you with retirement income. Maybe the financial advisor should start a conversation like and say something like, if we were to have a conversation about what is most important to you about protecting your estate and passing it along to your survivors the right way, what would be most important to you about that? Every time I've asked a question like that, that client or prospective client just starts to open up. They're not going to say it doesn't matter to me. They're not going to say I don't care. Everybody is worried about something related to their estate and how they want to pass it along to their spouse, to their kids, to their grandkids, because every family is different and every parent worries about different things. So if you just ask that question, what's the biggest concern that you have? Or if we were to have a conversation, what would be one of the most important things you think we'd talk about? And then they would tell you their answer, whatever is most important to them. Who knows what that answer might be? And then maybe you just ask one more question. And that question, you don't have to know anything about estate planning to ask this question. That question could be, why is that? the most important thing? And then again, they just start sharing, and here comes because you asked a question that elicited an emotional response, your bond with that client is starting to enhance even more. And then perhaps or instead of saying why was that the most important thing, maybe you replace that with tell me a little bit more about that. So again, elicits an emotional response. Then once they finish, and please let them finish, because finally they have somebody that will listen to them about what's most important to them. But when they finish, maybe you say something like, well, Mr. and Mrs. Client, how would you feel if I were to coordinate a discussion between the two of you and me and an estate planning attorney to talk further about those concerns that you have and maybe the simplest way to solve those concerns? And they'd say, great. And so then it's really up to your job, financial advisor. If you have fantastic estate planning attorney relationships, there you go. If you don't, you've got to seek it out. And I got to warn you, some of the attorneys that you'll deal with, they will piss your clients off, because they will either talk above you and your client's head, they will come into the meeting and just vomit information, and your clients won't feel like they've been listened to. And so you gotta work with the right attorney. But if you're kind of coordinating all of that, and quite frankly, isn't that your job? It seems like all the major brokerage firms, when they have their bulleted list of things that they do, those bulleted lists, of course, include investing and stocks and bonds and life insurance. But typically in that bulleted list is estate planning. So that's your job anyway, to do that. And then once that, you've coordinated that with yourself and your client and the right estate attorney, and then y'all have that joint conversation, and the attorney does it right, and then things get done. And then at that point, your client is likely to tell you, wow, thank you so much for coordinating this. This has been such a relief to get this behind us and get this taken care of. And then the client's likely to say, I want to introduce you to a friend, coworker, colleague, family member of mine, because, we were talking and they have some similar concerns. I think you could help them. So now you're getting more referrals. And then if you even take it to the next little level, as the financial advisor who coordinated all of the estate planning aspects for the client, if you even take it to the next level, you'll get yourself an introduction with the client's trustees, executors, heirs, beneficiaries, power of attorney agents. And so now you're establishing more relationships, and the likelihood that money will walk away when your clients die decreases, and the likelihood that money will stay under your supervision, or whatever you want to call it, as the money moves to the next generation, the likelihood of that increases, because now you have relationships with the next generation, and in particular those who are going to be in charge of settling that estate of your client. So really is the secret weapon that can differentiate you, because I just know that, maybe 1 in 50 financial advisors, maybe 1 in 100 are, in my opinion, doing it the right way. And so you can really elevate your game there by taking advantage of that. So now, because I wanted to share all of the observations from the 2 hours that I was with 25 financial advisors today, yes, we did talk about some substantive issues, and I want to go over what those were. So before I do that, though, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And then make sure you tune in every 10 a.m. Central Time, every morning, more estate planning, educational information. On top of that, if you think this provides you with some value, smash the thumbs up button, and we'll talk about comments in a minute, because on this video, I really want to encourage some comments, but I'm going to get to that in a minute. Okay, so now as I get to some of the substantive issues, Yes, when I was talking with the financial advisors, there was lots of questions and lots of discussion of the whole, will versus trust scenario. And if you use a living trust, how important the funding of the trust is, or the retitling of assets into the trust. In fact, without me getting into all that, I am going to, in the link above, point you to a video of me describing how important it is to fund that living trust if you're trying to avoid probate. And it's been one of my more popular videos. At the time that I'm making this video, that video has been viewed something like 93,000 times. And then there was some discussion, particularly here in my state of Louisiana, about the TOD registration for securities, how in Louisiana, we're one of these unique states that doesn't honor it, even though some financial institutions allow their Louisiana clients and customers to title securities accounts that way. So there was a discussion about that. In fact, another link to a TOD video that I made. And then there was another discussion about, powers of attorney, had some questions about that. So guess what? Another link to the Power of Attorney Explained video that I made recently. So those were some of the substantive issues that we talked about. But really what I want to encourage with this video is some comments below. And I want you to open up here. Both the financial advisors and the consumers or the clients of financial advisors. On the financial advisor side, I want to hear from you. And look, I realize it takes work, but I want to hear from you. Do you agree with me that overseeing your clients' estate planning, overseeing their estate planning program, not doing it and not giving legal advice and not giving tax advice, but helping coordinate all of that and playing a role in it and assisting your clients with it, is that something that, like me, you feel like can help you enhance your relationship with your clients, get you more client referrals, and keep that money under your control, or whatever we want to call it, as the money moves from one generation to next? So I feel real strongly about that, and I want to know, financial advisors, what your thoughts are in the comments below. Now, you consumers or you clients of the financial advisors, I want your comments on how you would feel if your financial advisor started a discussion with you about the most important components of a potential estate planning program, and then coordinated with the appropriate attorney or attorneys to have a discussion and an implementation of an estate planning program that accomplishes everything that you're trying to accomplish. And the dynamics are that just between financial advisors and attorneys, financial advisors in general, they have more communications with their clients. Quite frankly, financial advisors are compensated on a monthly or annual basis. And so they're really motivated to have a annual, twice a year, quarterly discussion with all of their clients, because that's just the way kind of compensation is set up. Where attorneys, estate planning attorneys, the dynamics are not such that attorneys are in constant communication with their clients. Attorneys typically establish the estate legal program, and then periodically, or as necessary, or as family circumstances change, often there is some ongoing communication there to update or amend things, but typically there's not a regular quarterly, twice a year, or even annual conversation between the estate planning attorney and their client. So it kind of, the system is set up for the financial advisor who's having those regular conversations to initiate that discussion. So that's my question to you, clients of the financial advisors. How do you feel about the financial advisor bringing that up and starting that discussion, and then helping with the overall implementation of things? Again, the financial advisor not providing legal advice, not providing legal documents, not providing tax advice, but coordinating things, and do you feel like that would be something that you would perceive as being, more valuable to you as you work with financial advisors over the years, making it less likely that you switch financial advisors and more likely perhaps that your children would continue using the services of the financial advisor? So I'd really like to hear about that. That would be a major benefit to me and to others who are out there in this world trying to help people on a daily basis. Okay, hope that helps. We'll see you tomorrow.